Morning everyone, my name is Rasmus. I've been with Chamberlain Centurion since 2020, working as a light expert. Today I am going to introduce you to the different types of light bulbs that we've got on the market. We're going to start with the indoor types of light bulbs that we have, and then I'm going to start with the LED range. My first type of LED that I want to introduce you is the downlight type of a bulb. So in a downlight, we've got two different types. We've got the GU10, this is what they call as a GU10, and this one they call it as a 12-volt bulb. Some people they call it as a MR16. So it's different types. In other words, there is a difference now if I have to explain this to you. On this one, if you connect it directly to the mains. This is what I call as a GU10. You connect directly to the mains, doesn't need a transformer. But if you connect this type, you need to connect it through transformer. But keep in mind that there's two different types of transformer that we have on the market. So in other words, I've got electronic type of a transformer. If you got this type of a transformer, so because one of the customer will come and say, I've got this electronic transformer, can I switch to the LEDs? Then you must say, no, you can't use LEDs on this one because this one will pull 20 watt and above, while the LEDs pulls very little. Like example, this one is a 3 watt LED. So if you connect it through this thing, it won't even light it up because this one pulls from 20 watt and above. But if the client or the customer is got this type of a transformer, the heavy one, because sometimes if you explain to the customer the electronic and the magnetic, they don't know the difference. But if you say the heavy one, then they will know it's a magnetic one. But if you got the magnetic one, you can connect this to the LED and your LEDs will work perfectly. These types of light bulbs, they come in different angles. You got it like a spot, which is 38 degrees in most cases. And then you got something that spreads light wider, which is about 100 degrees and above, depending on the different type of supplier. And then I've got the halogens. This is what I call as a halogen energy saver. We've got different shapes on them in terms of the connection. This is what I call as a E27 base. Some they call it as an Edison screw. And then it also comes in the E14. Some people, they call it as a SES, which refers to small Edison screw. And then it also comes in a BC, which some people, they call it as a bayonet cap. So this is also generation of energy saver. Even though they don't save much on the energy, this is 30% down in energy. So when you compare this with the LED, it's a much big difference because LED saves 80% in energy and above. Okay, now I'm going to introduce you also to the LEDs in different shapes. I've got this type of shape. If you look at it, they call it as a A60, which is more like a normal size type of a old incandescent shape bulb. It's a A60. It also comes in Edison screw, E27. It also comes B22, which is a bayonet cap, and the E14, which is small SCS or small Edison screw, if I had to explain better to you. So this one also comes in different shapes. You got it in that shape, which is the A60. You get it in this shape. This is what I call as a golf ball shape. It can also come in this type of a shape, which is a candle shape. So in other words, it's the same concept. Doesn't matter if it's a halogen or if it's a LED, but you get them in the same shapes, but just a different application and a different consumption of power. I've also got the more decorative types of light bulbs that I'm going to introduce you to. This is what I call as a LED filament. And then I've also got the other type of filament. It's a different type of filament, but this one, they call it as a carbon filament. So one will ask, what is the difference between these two? I'll explain it now. The carbon filament, in terms of consumption of power, it pulls more power, because if you look at this one, it's 60 watt consumption of power, while this one is only pulling forward from your power. So in other words, this is LED filament, you're saving more on power. And also if you look at the lifespan means how long the bulb can last you. They rate this in terms of the hours, 3,000 hours on the normal carbon filament, while on the LED you get 15,000 hours. So the lifespan on the LED is much longer, the consumption of power is less. That's the difference between the carbon filament and the LED filament. So LED actually, in other words, if I had to say, is the way to go. The LED is the best in terms of the consumption of power. Thanks for watching this video. For more expert advice, please visit one of our 9 branches. Chamberlain's, famous for hardware since 1903.